Okay, welcome to circuit. We're going to start up right away. So I just want you to get, before you get rolling here, just grab your kind of medium resistance dumbbells, whatever that means for you, if you've got those at home. Try not to go too light. I want you to have a little ankle band handy, so just get that organized. And then that's actually it for the start. So just kind of get those two things ready to roll. And then we're gonna start into our warm-up, okay? So when you're ready, and you got your stuff, come to the end of your mat. Do a quick little forward fold here. My earbuds are gonna fall out. Take a deep breath, and then we're gonna roll all the way down into a plank. Once you're there, just check in that your shoulders are over your wrists, little micro bend in your elbows, and then I'm gonna guide you to reach back to your opposite toe with your opposite hand. Come back to neutral, drop your hips down, and then we're going into the other side. Okay, so it's almost like a downward dog motion as you push up, reaching back for that opposite foot, dropping your hips, rolling your shoulders back, and then we're going to the other side. So just kind of get into that, kind of feel your body, keep your core relaxed and activated here. Breathing. Try not to tense up too much in your shoulders. We're going to move through a few more reps here. And then very gently, once you finish your last rep, let's walk our hands back to our feet. Take a deep breath, take it into a back bend, and then coming to the front of your mat, okay? So come to the front of your mat, you're going to step back into your high lunge and lean back, okay? So open up that front of the body as you are stepping back. So lean back as much as feels comfortable for you. Don't forget to breathe. Just alternating sides. Don't worry about that back knee getting down too low. And just keep going with your reps. Leaning back into it. And let's give it a few more reps here. So just take your time. And then I'm going to get you guys to pop your little resistance band once you finish your next rep. Okay, so pop this resistance band on above your knees if you have it. Do not panic if you don't have it, okay? So resistance band above the knees, and then we're going to travel across the room. Okay, so start at one side. It's a wide step. We're going into a squat. And again, keep your core activated as you do your squat. Chest up, bum down. So don't tilt forward. Get that bum down, keep your chest up, okay? Traveling across the room. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer here. You're going to do a minute. So if you've already started, that's great. And just keep traveling across the room. You'll notice this starts to build as you go along. Keeping those core muscles activated. Challenge yourself to go a little lower in your squats as your hips start to warm up. So just traveling into that. And breathing. And we've got our last 30 seconds, so just keep going back and forth. And I'm going to get you guys down on all fours in 20 seconds, okay? So just keep with that pace. Every interval I'm doing today, I will time. So I'll try to count down the last 10 seconds. So just listen for that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Okay, keep the band on if you have it. If you don't have it, just follow along body weight. Okay, we're down on all fours. We're staying with our core and our glutes for a sec here. We're fire hydranting up, okay? So keep those abs really tight. Try not to tilt over to the side. And let's lift that knee up. Okay, timer has just started. We've got 30 seconds on each side. Okay. I like my knee that's moving a tiny little bit behind the one that's on the floor. That's just me. That's where my hips are. I get more activation of my glute when I do that. So you may feel it less in your hip if you just bring that moving knee a little bit behind the other one. Okay, we've got 10 more seconds. Hang in there, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Moving over to the other side. Okay, so let's get that other side going. Again, just kind of watch where your knee is. Feeling that knee up, go up to the side, trying to keep your body relatively straight on here. Breathing, firing up those hips, and we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to do a set of bridges, so keep that band on. Just watch my feet for a sec. So you're going to have your toes forward, and then you're going to have your toes out. Okay, so you're just laterally moving. So I'm going down in my bridge on my back. I've got my band on. I'm going up with my toes pointing straight forward, and then I'm going to move them out to the side. So every time when I go down, I'm changing that orientation of my feet. Okay, lifting my hips up, keeping my rib cage pulled in, and moving back and forth. All right, we've got 30 seconds. So just keep moving those hips up, alternate those toes. And I am sure that you guys are starting to feel your glutes, which is very, very exciting. Okay, keep that rolling. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Okay, breathing. Coming up to standing. Remove your torture device. Okay, take that band off. I told you to bring dumbbells. So you can choose if you want to have one dumbbell in your hand. So you're stepping back into a lunge. You're going into a shoulder press as you stand up. You can have one, or you can have it in both hands. It'll be a little easier and more stable to do it with this variation, the second one, okay? Set that up. We are going for 45 seconds on the one side. Okay, so relax, get ready, and here we go. So choose your variation, drop that back knee, and then shoulder press up. Big focus as you step back in getting that knee hovering the floor. It'll feel a little bit uncomfortable to get down that low, but that is where the magic happens, okay? I promise you. So just stay with me. We are already halfway in this interval. So exhaling as you go up. We've got our last 15 seconds coming up. And keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. I want you to come close to a wall in case you need it. The same leg is staying in front. You have the dumbbell in the same hand if you were single arm pressing. Otherwise, you have it in the opposite hand to the leg on the floor. And we're doing a single leg deadlift, okay? So leaning forward, find that softness in the knee. Squeeze that glute, find that hamstring, and use the wall if you need it, okay? I would rather you use the wall than wobble, okay? Timer has already started. Nice and slow on this one, and make sure you're coming all the way back to the start, okay? Often people stop a little bit short. I want you to make sure you've got that full range. Perfect. We've got 15 more seconds, so just take your time. And last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, chill. Okay, grab a little sip of water if you need it. Otherwise, we're going into the other leg being in front. So we're going to do those two on the other side. Okay, so lunging into your press. Okay, that's our plan. Get that set up. Get those shoulders warmed up. So ready, set, go. Okay, remember it's 45 seconds, so there's no need to rush. Take your time getting that back knee down. Core is tight as you're doing that press, and if it feels too wobbly, hold the weight with both hands, okay? Perfect. We're already halfway. Challenge yourself to get that knee hovering the ground. And we've got our last 15 seconds coming up. Breathing. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and chill. Perfect. Okay, so remember, turn yourself around, find that wall if you need it, and then we're going into these deadlifts. Okay, so keeping that core nice and activated as you're leaning forward. Do not lock your standing knee, okay? You're gonna get a lot out of it if you bend your knee a little bit. If your knee is locked out, you're not doing it properly, okay? Slow and steady, coming all the way back up to the top. Don't forget to breathe as you're balancing. Okay, we've got our last 20 seconds. And then we're gonna get our band back out and we're going to get into the glutes a little tiny bit more. We're staying with the legs for a sec here. Okay, we've got our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Okay, so if you have that band, let's put that back on above the knees. Okay, that's the plan. So get it back on above the knees. And we're gonna go back into those side step squats, okay? So we're traveling just across the mat this time, okay? So the band is above the knees, and you're standing to one side of your mat. I've got my dumbbell at my chest. You don't have to have a weight if you don't want it. Big step over the mat, low squat, come back to the start. Always leading with that same leg, okay? So get that going. Timer is starting right now. And we're just doing a quick 30 seconds on this side, okay? So just big step over the mat, pause, squat, come back, okay? Squeezing those glutes, keeping that chest up, keeping that core activated. And we've got our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, before we do the other side, I want you to slide down a wall. You've got your band on. You're coming into a wall sit. So I'm at 90 degrees with my legs, and I'll give you a sec to get into that. Get into your wall sit, holding for 30 seconds, okay? Hold it low. You've got your band on. Hang out, having a nice time. Try to breathe. You're gonna feel those legs kick in. And we've got our last 15 seconds. Stay with me, you can do it. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come out of that. Okay, so depending on how stiff your band is, you may want to keep it above your knees, or you may want to bring it down to your ankles. Okay, but what we're doing, so when you were sidestepping, whatever leg you were leading with on that one, you're turning around to the floor, and you're lifting that leg up. Okay, so we're keeping the core activated. We're getting one more exercise on that side before we do the other one. So either above the knees or at the ankles, wherever feels good for you, okay? Here we go. Get it going. Watching that you're not locking out that standing leg, and don't worry if you're following along body weight, okay? We've got 20 seconds. Stay with me. And last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and show. Perfect. Okay, breathing. Okay, so now you know what's happening. Unfortunately, we are going to do that wall sit one more time, but then that's done. Okay, so this time, if you brought your band to your ankles, bring it back above the hips, grab your dumbbell, and we're doing those side step squats for 30 seconds on the other side. Okay, so ready? On your mark, get set, go. Okay, getting that bum down, feeling those glutes. And breathing. Perfect. We've got our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. Okay, don't hate me. We're coming down into that wall sit. Okay, so ready? Get into it. This time when you're down here, you can just hold or you can pulse with the band. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, ready? Here we go. So pulsing if you want to with the knees against that resistance. I find it's kind of distracting, so just enjoy that. Okay, holding. We're 10 seconds in already. Ignore the burning feeling, pull those abs in. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and coming out of it. Okay, so remember, wherever the band feels good, either above the knees or at the ankles, come around. Softness in your knee of your standing leg. We're doing those lateral leg lifts. Okay, so ready, and they're off. Okay, 30 seconds. Breathing. Feel those core muscles pulling in as you lift that leg. Keep that focus. We've got our last 10 seconds coming up here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, shake it off. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're not doing that whole series again, but we are going to come back to that lunge with the shoulder press. Okay, so we're coming back to this idea. If you have a BOSU and you want to up your level of this, you're going to have this on the black side. You're going to do the same thing, but balancing on your BOSU, okay? You can hang onto the wall if you need to, okay? Get that set up. And timer is going to start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, remember you have the option of holding the weight with both hands if you want to. Okay, lots of weight in the front heel. Okay, make sure you're stabilizing, dropping that back knee down low, and shoulder pressing as you get up. If you're using the BOSU, just make sure you're stable. Don't let the instability take away from what you're actually doing, okay? We have 15 seconds left. Being sure to breathe. And 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Perfect. Okay, so coming to your single leg deadlift again. Nice and slow, so remember the same leg is in front. You do have the option of being on top of your BOSU. Okay, only do this if you feel safe, okay? And if you have it. Otherwise, you're gonna get a lot out of it on the floor. Okay, timer just started. Remember, it's 45 seconds, so I do want you to take as much time at the top of each movement as you need to, because it's more than enough time to get enough reps in, okay? Take your time. Slow and steady. Breathing. Hopefully your legs are starting to feel it here. Okay, get that stretch happening. And we're going into our last 15 seconds. Make sure you're coming all the way back up. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. Okay, coming on to the other side, okay? So shake it off. If you need a little sip of water, grab one now. Those two together are pretty intense. And then we're setting this up into the lunge shoulder press. Okay, so if you use the BOSU on the other side, you're gonna use the BOSU on this side, okay? And on your mark, get set. Here we go. Okay, 45 seconds. Getting that back knee down. Okay, back knee down. Finishing that shoulder press by the time you're stepping up. Okay. Breathing. And we're already halfway. Hopefully you're feeling those glutes and quads and hamstrings, all the good stuff. We've got 15 seconds. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, take a deep breath. Okay, last set of the single leg deadlifts. Okay, so whether or not you want that BOSU or you just want to hang out on the floor, just choose what feels safe for you. And remember, the wall is an option for both variations. Here we go. 45 seconds, last set on this side. Take your time. Take your time. Okay. Coming all the way back up, squeeze that glute. And we've got our last 20 seconds here. Finishing that movement, take as long as you need at the top. 15 seconds. Finishing strong here. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, chill. Perfect. Okay. So before we move on to other body parts, let's get one more leg exercise done here, okay? If you have your band, you're more than welcome to put it on the arches of your feet, okay? But the only thing I asked is that if you have the band on around your feet, that you can get your leg all the way to straight, okay? If you can't get it to straight, it's better to do it body weight, okay? So we're kicking up towards the ceiling in a forearm plank position. Okay, get all that set up. The band can be around the arches of your feet, but you're gonna have to really go for it, okay? So here we go, and tighten up those core muscles. If you're using the band, really use a lot of force. Our timer has already started, so just make sure you've got that connection. Think of something a little bit frustrating. It sometimes helps. Get that leg all the way up to straight. Feel free to pause at the end once you've got the leg straight. Make sure you've got that connection. Full extension. And last 10 seconds. Get that last few reps in. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go right into the other side. So get yourself set up. Take a deep breath. And here we go on the other side. So try to get that full extension. You may be surprised. Sometimes one leg is way stronger than the other. So just keep in mind that that's a possibility. Okay. Breathing. And keep it going. We've got 20 seconds. Push that leg out. Pause at the end if you need to. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, shake it off. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're not doing a huge divergence from the legs here, but we are going to add some arms in, okay? So we are gonna keep the legs if you want to, okay? So grab 2 dumbbells, your medium resistance ones. Come down on your back, on the floor here. Feet are on the floor, upper back on the floor. And then hips go down, and then chest press up, okay? So hips go down, chest press up. You can also just leave your hips up if that feels too much, okay? So adding in your bridge with your chest press, pulling those abs into the center as you press up, okay? I'm going to challenge you guys to do this for a minute, okay? So get that extension happening, and timer just started, okay? So we're off already. Bum goes down, chest goes up. Make sure your heels are right below your knees. You're not too far out. Okay, full minute of this one. Breathing as you extend those arms all the way up. Pull those core muscles in, and we're heading into our last 20 seconds. Okay, so full extension, breathing, and last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit tricky here. This is going to be hard. Okay, so you're going into a push-up position on your knees or your toes. And we're doing a blast out set as fast as you can of push-ups for 30 seconds, okay? So knees or toes, it doesn't matter, but blast out set of push-ups to double up on arms here. Here we go. So fast as you can, get that little bit of power as you're doing those push-ups, as you go up. Okay, fast as you can for you means fast as you can for somebody else differently. So just be safe. We got 15 seconds. That came out all sorts of weird. Okay, hang in there. You've got your last 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Okay, coming into this position. Okay, you've got 1 dumbbell. If you want to go a little lighter with your dumbbells, then you have the option. You're going to grab maybe a lighter dumbbell, maybe the same one, and getting that tricep extension while feeling that core. So softness in your elbow of your supporting arm. 30 seconds on this one arm. Ready, set, go, okay? Full extension, micro bend in the arm that's on the floor, pull that rib cage in. Challenge yourself to keep your hips all nice and lined up. Perfect. This is going to feel a little challenging just after the first two things, okay? But that is where you're going to get the best results. Okay, so hang with me. We've got 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's make that transition really quickly over to the other side. Get everything set up. Make sure you've got that little micro bend in your supporting elbow. And timer is starting right now. Okay. Extend that arm. Nice and slow. Try not to use too much momentum there. You're controlling the weight. It's not controlling you. Okay. Breathing. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're coming into one more set of push-ups. Okay, so before you had your arms out like this time you're going to try to keep your elbows in. So it's a tricep push-up. Okay, so even if you only get 5 reps out of this and it feels too much, that will be worth it. Okay, so elbows are in. Try to feel those elbows on your sides. It's okay to be on your knees for this one. It's hard, okay? 30 seconds, the timer has already started. So try to keep everything lined up. Get your butt down, keep everything in a plank. Okay, we've only got 15 seconds. Challenge yourself to do another couple reps. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Breathing. Okay, come all the way up to standing. We're going to stay with the arms and the abs, but from a standing position. Okay, so you have your dumbbell. Notice my feet are a little wider than my hips. I'm going down to one side and chopping up over my other side with lots of power, okay? Not losing the focus on my core, okay? One thing, if you have a BOSU and you want to use it, you're gonna throw one foot on your BOSU and add a step up, okay? That's your choice, okay? Here we go. 30 seconds. Timer just started. They're doing it. They're off. Get that momentum. It's all on that one side. Feel those core muscles. You'll notice your heart rate is going up, which is all very exciting. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Okay, take a deep breath. If you want to grab a sip of water, do so. This is kind of like interval training because we're going to go into the other side while your heart rate is still elevated a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Ready, set, on the second side. Okay, add that chop in. It's going to feel challenging. Your heart rate's going up, which is great. Okay, keep it going. We've got our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, take a deep breath. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to demo 2 things here just because I know not everybody has a BOSU. So if you have a BOSU, just set yourself up with your lower back on there and hang out for 1 second, okay? If you don't have a BOSU, you're down on the floor. Okay, you're going to pick your leg you're doing, and it's elbow to knee. That foot stays off the floor. Okay, so pushing that lower back into the floor as you do that, okay? If you're on the BOSU, it's the same thing. Leg stays up, elbow to knee, pulling those abs into the BOSU, okay? Here we go, 30 seconds on that one side. So when you're doing this, you really have to think about pushing your back into the BOSU or the floor, okay? Pull those deeper core muscles in. That's where you're going to get rid of the hips and the lower back. Okay, if you're feeling your hips or your lower back, just try activating a little bit deeper. Feeling that extension all on that one side. Pulling those obliques in. We've got 10 more seconds on this side and we're going into the other side. Okay, so hang with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, put your feet down. Take a deep breath, reset your core muscles, and you're coming into the other side. Okay, so make sure the lower back's on there. Elbow to knee. Push that lower back into the Bosu or the floor. And here they go. Perfect. Feeling those core muscles. Finding that connection. Keeping it going, we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Roll onto the floor. Everybody's together for this one. Legs are up in the air. Lower back push to the floor, and let's do tiny little bum lifts from here. So if you need to have your knees bent, that's okay. But lifting those hips up, feeling those lower core muscles. Here we are. They're off. Okay, pulling those abs in. It's a quick 30 seconds, so quick up, quick down, quick up, quick down. Try to have your legs as straight as possible. Feel those core muscles. Last 15 seconds, and then we're going back to the arms, okay? So hang with me. We've got our last 5, 4, 3, 2, and breathing. Okay, so we're going back to the chest presses. We're not gonna do this exactly the same as we did the last time, but grab your dumbbells. If you have the Bosu, you have the option of having your upper back on the floor or the Bosu this time. And you're going back to this bridge chest press. Okay, keeping those ribs pulled in. We're going back to that. Okay, I might as well let you guys know right now we're doing no more push-ups in this class. So don't panic about that, okay? That was a one-time shot there. Okay, timer has started. It is going to be a minute that we're doing this one, so get into that. Full extension with those arms. Perfect, coming all the way up, breathing. Extend out. Okay, we're into our second half, so just stay with me, getting those hips all the way back up. If it starts to feel too much with the hips, just hold them steady as you do the arms. And we're going into our last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, chill. Perfect. Okay, so we're going into your back now. So that was a lot on the front of your body. Okay, we're going to do your back. So pull your chair out to center stage. Come up. So it's hard to see on this, but my heels are off the floor. I've got that little micro bend in my elbow, and I'm pulling up while I'm in that tripod position. You have the option of adding 2 dumbbells or going heavier if you have heavier dumbbells. So you can hold 2 weights in one hand or grab a heavier dumbbell if you've got it available, okay? So ready, set, here we go. Okay, pulling those core muscles in. So when I'm doing this, especially if I've got the heavier weight, I'm feeling quite a bit of core because I'm stabilizing with my abs as I've got the heels off the floor. Pulling that rib cage into the center, and you're gonna feel, because all the weight's on one side of the body, you're feeling your core have to stabilize. So we're going all the way to 45 seconds here. Stay with me. Breathing. Okay, we've got our last 10, and then we're gonna do one more thing with this arm, so don't go too far. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you're still with your chair. The same arm is going to have your dumbbell. You're lifting this leg back up, similar to what we were doing before, but you're standing now, and you're extending that arm behind you. Okay, so still trying to keep those hips neutral. If it feels too much to have your leg up, you can always leave it on the floor, but let's try it. Okay, getting that tricep extension. 30 seconds. Feel those stabilizers. It's a great way to practice your balance and get the strength at the same time. It's only 30 seconds. Let's find that softness in the standing knee. Make sure you're not locking out. Okay, 20 seconds to go. All the way out. last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Okay, this is a great place for a water break. So grab a little sip, kind of recenter everything, because those two are very hard to do together. Let's get this set up on the other side, and we're going to do those two exercises exactly the same on the other side. Okay, so give yourself one more second. Get this all set up. Find that micro bend in the elbows, or the elbow, and then we're doing those pulls. Okay, timer is starting right now. Here we go. Okay, pull up. Find those core muscles. Use that core. Getting into those back muscles. Perfect. This is a little bit challenging here. Okay, so pulling up. Check in with your hips. Make sure that they feel relatively still and straight. Okay. Keep going with this. We've got our last 10 seconds coming up here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, chill. Okay, so remember, we're doing the same arm. Get it set up, core tight, try to keep your hips as neutral as possible. And we're going into those tricep extensions, okay? You're more than welcome to keep that foot on the floor, but I challenge you to have it up, okay? Softness in the knee. The timer has started. Let's get that extension. Stabilize, nice and slow, all the way out. Okay, find those triceps. You're gonna feel this tomorrow. Okay, breathing. We've got our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're throwing a quick set of biceps and legs in here, okay? So grab both of your dumbbells. You're gonna go into a curtsy lunge, coming up into a bicep curl. Okay, so what I want you to do is just stay on one side, and then we're gonna do one more thing, and then we'll come into a second set on the other side, okay? So get that all set up. You're curtsy lunging towards the side, and then bicep curling up. If the curtsy lunge feels too much, stay with just the arms, okay? Here we go, let's do it, and they're off. Okay, big step back, stabilize, core, out, and arms, pull up. It's a quick 30 seconds on this side. Perfect. All right. So keeping that control. And 3, 2, 1, chill. Okay, whatever leg you had in front, you have a couple options here. So if you don't want to jump, you're just going to step into a side lunge. So the same leg that was in front is the one bending. Okay, if you don't have a Bosu, you're lateral jumping over to that side, okay? If you have a Bosu, try to add that in, with or without the tap to the floor, okay? Here we go, 30 seconds. Let's do it. Get that heart rate up. They're breathing. Quick, quick, quick. And the floor is hot. We've got our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. Okay, great. All right, let's set that up on the other side. So grab your dumbbells. We're going into that curtsy lunge with your bicep curl. Okay, so take a deep breath. I'll give you guys a sec. And ready, set, they're off. Okay. Timer just started. It's going to be a little bit more challenging on this side, but you've got it. We're almost done class. Stay with me. Okay. Keep that going. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Okay, so finding that either the side lunge or that lateral jump on or off the BOSU, okay? Here we go, last cardio of the day. Ready, set, go. Okay, so just move quickly. 30 seconds. You got it? All right, last 15 seconds. And keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're breathing. Okay, chill, take a deep breath, and we just have one more set of the back to do before we are closing class, okay? So pull your chair back out, up on your balls of the feet, and we're doing those single arm pulls. This time we're just doing one side and then directly right into the other side, okay? Timer is starting in 3, 2, 1. Make sure those feet are parallel. Your back is nice and flat. Sticking your butt out that little bit more than you think you should. Really make some new friends. Okay. Pull those core muscles in. Staying with this. And we've got our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. Okay, and then going over to the other side. Quick transition, timer starts in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 30 seconds. Keep that going. And we've got our last 20 seconds of class, so make it count. And last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's a wrap. Perfect. Nice work, team. Drop those dumbbells, and we're gonna come into a stretch. So we're staying standing. Take a deep breath. Arms up to the ceiling, turn one toe out to the side, and fold both arms over that standing leg. Feeling that stretch all through the back of your leg, lower back. If you need to hold this a little bit longer, feel free. Otherwise, take one more deep breath, and then coming all the way back up, reach up, turn your other toes out, and leaning over the other side. Breathing into the stretch. And then coming all the way back up, let's stretch out the front of the leg. So grab a leg and pushing your hip forward a little bit. Roll your shoulder back. Try not to lock out your supporting knee. Take a couple deep breaths while you hold this. Again, if you need longer, feel free. Otherwise, moving into the other side as you feel ready. Stretching the other quad, rolling your shoulder back a little bit. And then bringing both feet just hip distance apart, clasping your hands behind you and leaning forward. Breathe into it. And then we're gonna go the other way. So clasp your hands, turn them inside out. Tuck your chin down to your chest. Breathe. And then we've got the wall right here, so just have your hands on the wall and lean forward just to stretch that chest. So your hands are just above your shoulders, pushing those hips back. And hanging out there for as long as feels comfortable. Taking one more deep breath, and then coming into one tricep stretch here. This is going to be our last stretch of the day, so just stretch out the back of the arms. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. That was fun. And feel free to join me next week. All right, that's a wrap.